Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes PLL Week 8 Power Rankings. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ, coming out of the first week back from the All-Star break, an epic week of lacrosse. Loved to see it, loved being back and seeing the boys really get at it. Before we get into my power rankings for this week, I do want to go ahead and just go over the scores real quick so we're all on the same page. Redwoods come out 16-15 to beat the Atlas. Whipsnakes coming in strong. Shout out for covering for the first time in a long time. 14-12 against the Chaos. 12-17 Archers take it against the Cannons, and the Water Dogs go over the Chrome 11-10, excuse me. Very exciting action. These games continue to stay close. That is one thing that I do love about the PLL is the amount of parity in this league. Everyone is kind of right there as one of the best teams in the league. And, well, except for, one team, and we'll get into that with the power rankings. But with that being said, going through these power rankings, especially as we get later into the season, are getting a little bit more difficult. It's hard not to look at the standings and be like, well, yeah, that's pretty damn close to how a power ranking should look. But I still believe the standings don't tell everything. Stats don't tell everything. A lot of all of these sports is the heart, the mentality, and so this is going to be, I'm excited. I believe in my power rankings. I think it's a good one this week. Well, I know it's a good one this week because I only make the best power rankings in professional lacrosse. So let's go ahead and get right into week 8 power rankings for the PLL. Starting out at number 8, the Cannons. Cannons this weekend with 33 shots and 14 saves. Those are not stats that are going to win games. The Cannons just cannot figure it out for the life of them. I don't know what the answer is at this point. It's hard not to just say pack it in and call it a season. It's just not, it's not exciting. They aren't playing good lacrosse. I don't know if a coach needs to be changed, or they just need to go into this draft and this offseason and completely rebuild. But I'm just not seeing the intensity, not seeing the will to win, and it's just hard to watch the Cannons play some lacrosse sometimes. That leads to number 7, the Chaos. They continue their worst to almost last run this season. They did not have the chemistry they needed with some of these guys coming back from the NLL. And it happens, chemistry isn't built overnight. Hopefully they can scratch and claw their way into the top 4 and see if they can make a playoff run. They just need to create space. They need to create space, and they need to create their shots on offense. They're not getting nearly enough shots on goal. Only 21 shots on goal this weekend. Just an abysmal number. Can't have it, especially if you're trying to win a championship and run it back. So the Chaos there at number 7. That leads us to the Redwoods at number 6. I might get some hate for this one, especially with the Redwoods' big win this weekend. And don't get me wrong, they are getting a lot better. They're just coming out with a great start at the end. The total stats are great. 46 shots. They're finding their groove. They had three 2-point goals, which was the most, I believe, in the PLL this week. So they are finding that long-range shot, which will continue to serve them well. I just need to see some consistency out of them before I can move them into the top 5 or even into the top 4, because the Redwoods just aren't doing it for me. I love the way they played this weekend. Just really hope they can run it back and keep it moving through the rest of the season. Number 5, that leads me to the Chrome. Chrome were a team that I was very hype on early this season, and then kind of right before the All-Star break and now going after it, just kind of a drop-off, not looking the best. And I don't know what it is at the Chrome at this point. They still have 35 shots for the game, 15 saves. What was it? This is what killed them. I forgot. 24 turnovers. You cannot have that many turnovers in any sport and be successful. The Chrome need to take care of the ball, and they need to make sure they are they know their fundamentals, and they're continuing with their fundamentals. That's what's going to continue to win them lacrosse games, and they got to protect the ball. The ball is the program, as they like to say. That takes us to number 4. The Water Dogs finally moving into the top 4 with their big win this weekend. They are, like I've been saying all season, they are dogs. They are a scrappy bunch. They will claw and scratch their way. All of their games have been insanely close this season. The wins they've gotten, they deserved this one this weekend with 43 shots and 11 saves. Just a great performance, great defense. Water Dogs, I'm looking for, they just need to keep putting together some wins like this, and they're going to be looking good going into the playoffs. That leads us to number 3, the Archers. Why number 3? They're good. They had 44 shots, 12 saves, and 22 faceoffs, but I'm missing something from the Archers, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's I think they're being lazy on defense, or they just feel like they lose some juice, especially going into halftime and coming right out of halftime. But the Archers just need to figure out a way to play a full game, and then I will move them up on this list. I'm seeing a lot of good 3-quarter games, 3.5-quarter games, but I'm not seeing any good 4-quarter games out of the Archers. Give me that, and we'll move you up. That leads me to number 2, the Atlas. It was a rough loss this week. Rough loss, but they still look so good. They still look so good playing, regardless of Baptiste being out. 41 shots, 15 saves. I mean, they're just amazing. They're amazing. It was a good outing against the Redwoods. The Redwoods were just slightly the better team, and that's why the Redwoods are on my watch list. They're looking good, but the Atlas are still better. They looked better throughout the game, and I'm sticking firm on Atlas being the second best team in this league. And then, of course, that leads us to number 1, 2-time champs. They were there last year trying to go back again. That is the Whip Snakes. Whip Snakes, I mean, I don't know what else I can say about them. Finally covering a game. Thank you. It's about effing time. But, bro, 50 shots. They had 50 shots last week. I believe 40 some of them were on goal. That's unbelievable, and those are the kind of numbers that are going to win you games. They only had 8 saves. That is the concerning part. Granted, they were playing against a team that couldn't get the ball even close to a shot, so I'll take it. However, you gotta save more. You got to save more because you're going to go up against a team like the Archers or the Atlas that have so many more shots on goal, and a lot more of those are going to connect. Look for those games to go over the next time we see any of those 3 teams play. And that's my power rankings for Week 8. You got the Whip Snakes at 1, Atlas at 2, Archers at 3, Water Dogs number 4 to wrap it up, the top 4, Chrome at 5, Redwoods at 6, and the Chaos and Cannons to wrap it up at 7 and 8, respectively. It's been an epic week of PLL action. I'm excited for the rest of the season, and as we make this stretch to the playoffs, it should be an exciting one, especially with so much going on. It's really anyone's race right now. The Cannons could even string together a nice win streak here and see themselves make it in, which would be so much fun to see. But till then, we will have another betting episode released this Wednesday afternoon. Look for that for Week 8 coming up. And yeah, it's been a good one. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel right down below. Help us fight that YouTube algorithm. Let people know we're here. And of course, follow us on Twitter, myself at Brofict1, the show at DGen Takes for all PLL tweets, content, and degenerate takes. We have merch now too. Go ahead and check it out. That'll be in the description down below. Buy a shirt. They're pretty dope. And yeah, with that being said, I've been the Brofict1 AJ, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.